This mic better change my life the way I have convinced myself that it will. The smallest, most inconspicuous mic I have ever seen in my life. And even if it sucks, I might just have to gaslight myself into thinking it's the best thing ever. As content creators, we are inundated with product and gear recommendations, and it really starts to feel like our peers are dropping cash right, left, and center on new products and equipment without having to think twice about it. Like, I have never seen a video of somebody talking through or acknowledging the mental gymnastics that goes on behind the scenes in the lead up to making a big, expensive purchase. And that has stuck with me because I'm all for investing in gear. I myself spend a lot on business expenses, which I have shared actual numbers for in this video here. But almost every big purchase I've made to date has come with like months of compulsive research, stressing about whether or not I should actually pull the trigger before ultimately purchasing it, and then it eventually losing its shininess and becoming just another piece of gear. And I'm like, is anyone else struggling with this? Or is everyone actually spiraling behind the scenes and then just flexing for social media? Which brings us to this video. I have been obsessing over wireless mics for over 8 months now, in a way that makes me question my sanity. And though I will be sharing an unboxing, some tests, and my thoughts on the mic I purchased in this video, it's not really a technical review video, which is why we haven't got to the point yet. It's more a peek into the psyche of a full-time content creator who's doing her best to not be consumed with the desire to buy more things, and yet bought more things. I have pretty much always had a problem with gear acquisition syndrome ever since I started creating content, where I hyperfixate on a piece of equipment convinced that owning it will change everything for me. I can't even fully describe this feeling except for the fact that it consumes me. I will sit in front of my desk for 15 hours straight, watching and reading reviews, comparing and contrasting, taking notes. It's probably not healthy. But recently, as I've become more aware of this syndrome, I have been doing my best to sift through all of the emotions and figure out if my desire for a particular product is actually fueled by reality. Is it actually going to benefit my business, help me scale, improve my quality? Or is it all this fantasy that I've made up in my mind, and the moment I purchase it and the dopamine hit subsides, will it just sit in my drawer collecting dust? Which is exactly what happened to my gimbal and this recorder, and to be honest, a couple of my lenses. But when it came to a wireless mic, after I had done all my reflecting, I still felt like I needed it. This was different because everyone seemed to have one. It wasn't something obscure like in Zoom H1N recorder. It's something that I've seen pinned to or held by pretty much every creator out there, from vloggers to TikTokers. So in my mind, it's obviously that's a critical piece of equipment. As a creator, I shouldn't have to be tethered to my camera all of the time. I should be able to vlog, film from anywhere, keep my videos engaging and spontaneous as I shoot outdoors. You guys were gonna get bored of seeing in my living room all the time, or once in a blue moon here in my dining room. Never mind that I had these. So now, the moment is here. But why the Hollyland Lark M2? I watched all the reviews on all the big mics, the Rode, the DJI, the Rode. But as my research began to spiral deeper and deeper, my focus narrowed in on the Hollyland Lark M1. And Hollyland is actually a brand that I had never actually heard of before all of this research, but it seemed like a really strong contender in quality, affordability, and what probably convinced me the most was that it came in purple. That's a whole different mental spiral for another day. But at the time, even though it was much cheaper than the alternatives, we were about to go on a really big trip, and so I wasn't supposed to be spending money. So first I actually pitched them, and I got nothing. Pitching is such a humbling experience. So I bucked up and ordered a $50 cheapy mic off Amazon. I actually used this for a brand deal the day after getting it without even testing them, a rookie mistake. And it sounded so bad, I wanted to cry. But that was actually my fault because I didn't realize that noise canceling was on. That's what this little green light means apparently. And through my research, I did know that even like the best, most recommended mics out there had horrible noise canceling. Like every recommendation said just do it in post. So I used my cheapy mic again with noise canceling off, and it was okay. But I think I've been spoiled by the audio that comes out of this cheapy mic, which is usually wired directly into my camera, and I just overall wasn't impressed. Literally the only use case I had for this one was when I absolutely had to film outside and wanted to be able to like move freely. Because honestly, the audio that comes out of my phone, my cell phone, is a million times better than this thing. Not to mention that the receiver sticks out of the camera, blocking the screen when it's flipped out, and is a disaster waiting to break off and happen when it's flipped in. Okay, I had to spare you from that audio. We're back to the lapel mic. So fast forward to last week. After I had filmed some sponsored content for a brand and the audio turned out absolutely horribly, I spiraled and this like hyperfixation returned. And it brought me back down this research spiral. I had 30 plus tabs open, and when I went to revisit the Lark M1, I saw that they had a new version, the Lark M2, which though it does not come in purple, did have a lot of convincing features. But first, because I'm still supposed to be saving, I did what any business-minded content creator would do. I nudged Hollyland. And since this channel has grown substantially since the last time I reached out to them, I thought maybe they might want to work with me now. But after a few days of radio silence, I just decided to do it. It's a write-off, I told myself. It's going to change everything for me. It's going to fix everything. It's going to make me a better creator. I chose same-day delivery, of course, because I needed it immediately. I waited all day, obsessively hitting refresh on Amazon, watching it go from like order to shipped to out for delivery. Then it arrived and I tossed the box to the side to unbox on camera later. And then 2 more days passed of it just sitting there. And it really had me thinking for a sec, like, wow, I obviously didn't need this thing as desperately or quickly as I had initially thought. Maybe this was a gas purchase. And I started like psyching myself out a little bit, being like, the dopamine's gone. Was this a big mistake? Is that like $278 down the drain? Still cheaper than the DJI and Rode options. But now, here we are, the Hollyland Lark M2. Small, but supposedly mighty. It technically comes in 4 options: a camera version, 2 mobile versions, one with a lightning connector and one with a USB-C, and a combo version which includes all 3, which I obviously purchased because I want to be able to use this thing however I want. It's probably not going to beat this mic, so let's do a little palette cleanse. This is the audio directly off my camera. In-camera audio, check 1, 2, 3. This is now my Amazon mic, check 1, 2, 3. This will be really embarrassing if like this mic is better. I will cry. Test 1, 2, 3. I hope that sounds okay. I'm so scared. Hopefully I adjusted the settings okay. It said turn the gain on the camera as low as you can and turn the volume on the camera to medium for like the best combo. But you know, if that sounds horrible, then you know, we'll play around. It's okay. Already, I will say I love how like inconspicuous the receiver is on the camera. I know I jokingly like threw these on the floor. These are my shotgun mics, but I love them usually. Like if I have to, when I do like self-tapes and auditions and stuff, I'll use these. The audio's like fine, but when I'm out and about filming in public, this is just, it calls so much attention to itself. So let's talk about the features that really sold me on this mic. The quality, all of the reviews I watched, it just sounded so crisp, and even a lot of comparisons to the DJI like 2, I found this beat it out. The size, this is insane. This is so tiny. If I'm walking down the street with this little button, you might think I have a little pin on. People aren't going to think that that is a mic. The other thing was all of these cool accessories. So there's a bunch of different ways that you can wear this. The way I have right now is just a little magnet securing it. You can alternatively attach it to a clip and clip it to your clothes. That might even sound better because it's higher up, closer to my mouth. Then there is also a necklace option. Like it comes with 2 little necklaces. You can adjust the length of the necklace, which is perfect depending on what you're wearing. Like if you have a tank top or something with spaghetti straps, putting it as this necklace is amazing. I just love all the different ways you can wear this. I think that that was just so thoughtful of them and intentional. One thing I wanted to know, and nobody was testing it online, is how it would sound like underneath your shirt. Check 1, 2, 3. Hello, my name is Kea. Subscribe, like, if you're enjoying this very strange reviewy gear type video. Yeah, I don't know if it sounds any better in there. And they also built some other cool features in too. So if you're using the mobile version, there is an app that you can use to check the gain and adjust the sensitivity of the noise canceling. And it has this little yellow button on the side. And if you tap it twice when it's hooked up to your mobile phone, you can actually control the record and stop button. So if you're recording yourself from far away, you don't have to run up, press it, and then come back. You can just go boop, boop, and it'll start recording. Like it's the details. And another thing, it's like so niche, is that you don't have to unplug this device from your phone in order to like hear back the audio. Whenever I tried to use this little mic on my phone, it was so annoying because I would record a voiceover and then to listen back, I'd have to unplug this, listen to it, plug it back in. This, your phone just knows. So smart. So smart. And I think the final thing that really won me over was these stickers. These mics, these DJIs and Rode calling attention to themselves with their branding kind of just put me off. I'm like, why am I gonna spend $400 on something with your logo on it? And what a power move Hollyland did. Yes, this little button does have their logo on it, but you can cover it and they make it easy for you to cover it. Black stickers, white stickers, fun stickers, which I'm kind of tempted to use. If I have like a little smiley face or however my mood is that day, that's pretty cute. So yeah, you can cover the branding easily. Personally, the only cons I had when I was like reviewing and trying to make my final decision on this mic was that there's one, no internal recording, which for most of my videos, that's not really a big deal. The idea behind that is if something goes wrong with like your camera or like the connection, that like your device itself is recording you as a backup, that you can export it. And for me, I would only be worried about that if I started delving into podcasting, which I've actually kind of thought about. And not to say that these are like ideal podcast mics or anything, but they would make do. But if you are podcasting, it's all about the audio. And if you lose it, it's just, I feel like extra upsetting because you had a guest there with you. So yeah, that's kind of a con, but like my little flimsy wired mic doesn't have internal recording. My shotgun mics don't have internal recording. Like I'm not doing that type of creating. That's critical for me. One thing that I was like a little bummed about at first was that it didn't have the ability to plug in a lav mic, which some of the higher end wireless mics allow you to. And that's just so that like you can make this even more inconspicuous. But looking at how tiny this is, that doesn't bother me anymore. The head of this like is honestly the same size. So now I'm outside and ideally you should be able to hear me from here. And over here, and over here, and here, and here, and here, and here. Ta-da! And if it's a little bit windy, I could put the wind muff on it. It's a little tricky to get on, to be honest. Watch me struggle. Get here. How do you get that in? So now the wind muff is on. Makes it a little bit more conspicuous. But ideally, I can twirl around in the wind. You won't be able to hear it, hopefully. I feel like a child. That made me really dizzy. There is also a noise canceling feature and we're by a very busy road. So although, like I said earlier, I don't think I'll be using it because noise canceling is notoriously bad on like every mic, even the fancy ones. Let's just test it out. The light on here is now green. Is that any better? Can you hear the zooming of the road? This is Canby. If you're in Vancouver, it's a very busy road. Does it completely distort my voice? Because that's usually what happens when people use the noise canceling, is it clips your voice and makes it sound all weird. So does that sound weird? I don't know, we'll find out in post. But also it's so gloomy out. I live in Vancouver. It's winter. It's raining right now. Why was I rushing this? Like, did I need same-day delivery? And also, you tell me, does filming outside make things more interesting for you as a viewer? Or is this just like all a me thing? Do I start a vlog channel now? So many existential questions. That being said, I am really happy with this mic and I'm really excited about it. And just the fact that I am out here trying to film something new, it's like, we'll see if this actually continues and if this mic changes my life the way I envisioned. I will link an affiliate link for this in the description if you too are on your own research spiral journey, but make sure it really is what you want and need. And if you do like outdoor videos and vlogs and you too need help overcoming your gas, watch this video from when I desperately felt like I needed a camera upgrade and had to talk myself out of it. Thanks for watching, and until next time.